Paula Metzler on Penfield Town Court. My name is Chris Chichester. I have never committed a crime. That fact is irrelevant to you. Because you're an extremist, a fanatic, and a criminal. You're a criminal on Penfield Town Court. There's no doubt about that fact because you had illegal access to my healthcare records. You asked me a question in Penfield Town Court, only known by my mother, my father, and my ex-girlfriend. Do you understand what I'm telling you, Paula Metzler? You broke federal law. I'm not just saying you broke federal law in a generic way, because I sent to you on January 13, 2021 at 1:32 a.m. a YouTube called Invasion of Privacy, Paula Metzler from Penfield Town Court, where I'm also demanding the name, charge, and sentence of every defendant in Penfield Town Court. I'm going to demand that again, but attached to this YouTube, again, and this email, is the Department of Health and Human Services summary of the HIPAA privacy rule. The HIPAA privacy rule. Do you know why the HIPAA privacy rule exists, you bald-headed, wig-wearing, degenerate, and criminal, Paula Metzler? It's to protect the privacy of innocent citizens like me from fanatics like you. So, what I'm going to read is attached. Paula Metzler, the criminal on Penfield Town Court, who doesn't even know what century she lives in. Quote, a major goal of the privacy rule is to ensure that individuals' health information is properly protected while allowing the flow of health information needed to provide and promote high-quality health care and to protect the public's health and well-being. Paula Metzler, as my health information is in your hands in your library courtroom in Penfield Town Court, it's not properly protected. It's an undeniable fact that you have my healthcare information there in front of you. You ask me a question, only my mother, my father, my ex-girlfriend know. Properly protected. That was passed in 1996. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996, Paula Metzler. So, this has been federal law for 25 years. You broke federal law. Who told you about my healthcare history or provided you information based on my healthcare? Who told you? It was somebody in the sheriff's office. You have to answer. And what you want to do is wallow in ignorance and hatred. Why are you asking me a question about my health? It's for humiliation. Because you exist in cruelty. Cruelty to me. Everybody's guilty in Penfield Town Court. Isn't that right, Paula Metzler and James Mully Jr.? Paula Metzler, who called you and told you to be in Penfield Town Court on August 30th? Was it Sheriff Todd Baxter? You know exactly what I'm talking about. You want to wallow in ignorance. You're thinking right now, I can see the wheels turning on that diseased 70-year-old cranium. How can I get out of this wrong? What can I say? What kind of excuse can I make? Did Sheriff Todd Baxter call you and tell you to be in Penfield Town Court on August 30th? If it was not Sheriff Todd Baxter, what's the name of the public employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office told you to be there? Here you are, in contact with these fanatics, degenerates, sociopaths, Sheriff's Office, because you know that they're going to bring me in front of you. I was violently deposited in front of you. And you can read about, you can hear what I've accused them of in previous YouTube. And I'm going to send every one of these to the United States Department of Justice. I walk down Penfield Road. I go to Canandaigua National Bank. Paula Metzler had $21.39 in my pocket. I withdrew $49 to bring it up to $61.39. That's why I have this check. I had $61.39 when I appeared in front of you in Penfield Town Court, right here. I'm waiting for them to bang on the door and scream my name. You that YouTube called hatred, you did that to me. These psychopaths here in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office are psychopaths because they're screaming my name outside and banging on the door. I will never come into Penfield Town Court, Paula Metzler. Fuck you, you bald-headed, wig-wearing degenerate. I will never be in there. I don't care what happens to me. I'm not going to present myself to you for you to declare me guilty. I have civil and constitutional rights. I have due process. And the reason why you refused to comply with this sent you on December 16th, you bald-headed, wig-wearing criminal Paula Metzler. They ain't charged a sentence of every defendant in Penfield Town Court for James Melly Jr., John P. Menzel Jr., Paula Metzler. You refused. Guilty, 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 guilty. It's not a single person acquitted in Penfield Town Court. How is that explained? So who called you at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office on August 30th and told you to be there? Now, I've been on YouTube relentlessly about this, and I'm also going to demand, how come I don't have a sentence? You're holding me. There's also a YouTube I wrote about you and said about you called Holding Me. When I say wrote about it, because I write notes and then I look at the notes and I know what to say. I'll just come here and start to talk. I have notes. I know what I'm going to say. So, who called you from Monroe County Sheriff's Office on August 30th and told you to be in Penfield Town Court? Guilty, Chris Chichester, Livingston County Jail. And I'm not told how long I'm going to be there. How's that happen? So, on August 30th, I walk in front of Weber's Monroe County Sheriff's Office, exits the vehicle, attacks me. My head slams against the concrete pavement. I'm in front of you. There's not one question from you. Why are you here? Because it's not an unscheduled or impromptu appearance. They're planning to do this to me, and you're planning to do this to me. It's not there is an arrest, and then it's a court date, and there's the process that is a normal process. They're planning to do this to me. You're planning to do this to me. Because there you are in Penfield Town Court. You know to be there. So, Monroe County Sheriff's Office employee exits vehicles, knocked me down. My head slams against the concrete pavement. I had to go to Rochester Regional Health. I'm delivered to the MRI too by Todd Baxter, degenerate, fanatic, and criminal. And there you are. And there's not one word from you. Guilty. Livingston County Jail. Why is that? How do you not have one word from you? Why are you in my courtroom? How does that happen, Paula Metzler? How does that happen in the United States of America, Paula Metzler? So, I'll repeat this. A major goal of the privacy rule is to ensure that individuals' health information is properly protected by allowing the flow of health information needed to provide and promote high-quality health care and to protect the public's health and well-being. Properly protected. Properly protected. My former employer, United States House of Representatives, United States Senate passed that law that is now 25 years old, back when Bill Clinton was president and George Pataki was governor, because of hate-consumed, disgusting parasites like you, Paula Metzler. Now, did you meet with Layla Kumar and Neeraj Shah about my case? And the answer is yes. It's another thing I'm going to tell the United States Department of Justice. You're meeting with these parasites that live over here, 2025 Penfield Road, about me. You, Paul, see Metzler can walk through this parking lot without being arrested. Everybody in your life can walk through this parking lot without being arrested. Why is that? How is that explained to the United States Department of Justice that I'm the only person to be arrested for walking through this parking lot, which I've detailed repeatedly on YouTube? How is it a crime for me to walk outside, stand here, say nobody knows that land, and walks back in my residence? When I appear before your 70-year-old disgusting hack predecessor, John P. Menzel Jr., just like you, not one word from him. Why are you here in Penfield Town Court? Why in front of me? Because you want to be in that zone of ignorance where you could claim that you didn't know what was going on when you delivered someone to jail. That's the way you want it. You're destroying lives in Penfield Town Court. John P. Menzel Jr. destroys lives. James P. Melly Jr. destroys lives. And you're there today. If you had your little library courtroom session today, guilty, 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 guilty. Everybody's guilty. How is that explained? Paula Metzler, who called you and told you to be in Penfield Town Court? You typed this search warrant, didn't you? This is not a search warrant. I'll repeat myself on things that need to be repeated. You typed this search warrant. That is not a search warrant. I've said this repeatedly. I've said this to you on invasion of privacy. I've said this to you numerous times. I even told you on YouTube. There was a YouTube. The bald-headed, wig-wearing Paula Metzler. I will never appear in Penfield Town Court. That's true. I will not. A corrupt, disgusting, nauseating, hacktown judge doesn't summon an innocent American to appear before her and declare that innocent American guilty. And that's exactly what you're trying to do to me. When I say doesn't, That's the way it's supposed to work in the United States of America in a little town court. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with the way you think about life? Do you understand that there is something called innocence? You're working with these parasites here. You're in contact with these parasites here. For me walking through this parking lot, this is the lunatic fringe, these two. I will tell the United States Department of Justice you met with Raj and Lily Kumar Shah about criminal charges for me when I haven't committed a crime. How is it a crime for me to include Raj Shah on an email? Right? How's that explained? You're trying to send me to jail because an order of protection I signed in handcuffs. They're on an email I sent to the sheriff's office and district attorney's office, and that's how you try to deposit me in jail. So the question is, you disgusting hack, why do Raj and Lily Kumar Shah require an order of protection from me? How do you answer that? Two people I've never met. You had me sign an order of protection in handcuffs. For two people I've never met. You should believe in humiliation. You fixed your name to the search warrant that's not a search warrant because you believe in humiliation. You want this fanatic, this $91,000 Lee LaRocca in blue gloves in here. That's not a search warrant. You got an order of protection for two people I've never met that I signed in handcuffs. And since they were on an email I sent to the sheriff's office and district attorney's office, you're trying to concoct a crime for me, deliver me in front of you and send me back to jail where I'm not told. When I'm in Livingston County Jail, I have to go to that kiosk every day, and I'm asking every day, how long am I going to be here? 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 And I'm not told, Paula Metzler, how am I in Livingston County, a county I don't live in? And I'm demanding every day how long I'm going to be there. I'm told the judge is holding you when Regina Harper, my public defender, comes to see me. How's that constitutional? The judge is holding you. Do you understand your own fanaticism underneath that wig? The judge is holding you. I don't have a sentence. Are you Dr. Cyclops there in Penfield, New York, and you're evaluating my mental health and you determined that I need to be held? Because then I had a couple shrinks come see me and interview me, and suddenly I'm normal. Well, I've been normal my whole life. A sick judge holds an innocent citizen in a county jail where he does not live for purposes of a psychological or psychiatric evaluation, if I'm saying that correctly. What are you doing holding me in jail so I can be evaluated? How's that constitutional, you sick hack? Every day I'm asking, how long am I going to be here? 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 I'm not told. You blame this on the public defender, right? The public defender has to do as the public defender is directed by you. How long am I going to be here? How long am I going to be here? How long am I going to be here? And I'm not told. I'm in this pod that's a jail, and there was a football game on one night, and there's a guy next to me watching the game, and he was screaming in his little pod cell next to me watching this game. I've never heard a man scream like this guy. And the guy next to him, there's three of us. It's me, the guy screaming, the guy next to him is telling him, be quiet. This is after 9 p.m. Be quiet, knock it off, stop screaming. He's telling him, and it is unbearable listening to this guy scream. I had to put the pillows against my head and then put my elbows on the pillows, and this guy is screaming and screaming during this game. So I don't see anything. It was unbearable to listen to this guy scream and scream and scream during this NFL game at night. And I can hear the other guy saying, be quiet, stop it, knock it off. And this guy is in a rage at one point, telling him, stop screaming. The next day, when the cell doors opened, the guy telling the guy next to me to stop screaming walked up to him and slapped him in the face. And his head went back like this, and then a little bit of blood came out of his nose. I didn't see the blood come out of his nose at that point, but when I later saw him after breakfast, I could see that he had blood underneath his nose because he was slapped in the face. This is what you're delivering me to. I had no problem with this guy attacking the guy screaming. I mean, he was screaming for 60 plus minutes. Unbearable. It was unbearable. This is what you delivered me to. So, Paula Metzler, I will tell the United States Department of Justice you delivered me to Livingston County Jail. What's your answer? Why am I in Livingston County? Did Sheriff Todd Baxter, an employee at the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, tell you I shouldn't be in Monroe County Jail? And the answer is yes, because I would be attacked at Monroe County Jail. So, Paula Metzler, today I want you to leave your little library courtroom, go down Penfield Road, walk through this parking lot, and do that every day and you won't be arrested. If I walk through this parking lot, I'll be arrested. How's that explained? How's it explained that this is the list of salaries of everybody at the district attorney's office? Perry Douglas is the district attorney's office. What's the name of your prosecutor who doesn't talk in Penfield Town Court? How many times do I have to demand this? This is attached again, and I'm going to update this. These two Freedom of Information Law documents. Documentation. Right here. Please read these documents. So I'm going to send this to the Department of Justice. Please read them. Bald-headed, wig-wearing Paula Metzler. Documentation for the case of Christopher Charges for John P. Lorenzo Jr. in Penfield Town Court. What's the name of the prosecutor? Sandra Dorley. Total silence, and this hate-consumed hack who took his place, delivers me to jail, doesn't even ask me why I'm there. Freedom of Information Law. Documentation for the case of Christopher Charges for Paula Metzler in Penfield Town Court. What is the name of the prosecutor? Sandra Dorley. You imposed a bench trial upon me for the express purpose of delivering me as an innocent man to Livingston County Jail without a prosecutor in Penfield Town Court. How's that constitutional? It's just consumed by hatred and fanaticism and corruption. That's why. A little town judge inside a library delivers me to jail without a jury, without asking me one word, and more importantly, and most consequential, without me committing a crime. Paula Metzler, you are a criminal on Penfield Town Court. My name is Christopher Chichester. I have never committed a crime.